Good morning, class. Let us revise a shortened portion of the things that we were learning. We were learning about the respiratory system. We have completed the first, second, third, and fourth stage. We have come to the end stage and we are going to learn about that in detail. We've come to know about the pharynx and tracheae. So, this is where the air passes from the nose to your bronchi tubes and lungs. Pharynx gathers air after it passes through your nose, and then the air passes down to your trachea windpipe. Trachea is held open by incomplete rings of cartilage. Without these rings, our trachea might close off and air would not be able to get to and from your lungs. Third stage, bronchi and bronchioles. Trachea is split into two bronchi tubes. These two tubes keeps splitting up and forms bronchioles. The bronchi tube splits up like three branches and gets smaller inside your lungs. The air flows past the bronchi tubes and into the bronchioles. These tubes keep getting smaller and smaller until they finally end with small air sacs, which are also known as alveoli. At the end of each bronchiole is a special area that leads into clumps of tiny air sacs, alveoli. Alveoli are the end point of the respiratory system. Exchanges oxygen and carbon dioxide into the bloodstream. There are about 600 million alveoli in your lungs, and if stretched, they would cover an entire tennis court. Now, let us head down over to the alveoli and see what happens when the air finally makes it down there. Alveoli are tiny air sacs that fill up with air when you breathe in. Alveoli are surrounded by many tiny blood vessels. The walls of the alveoli are so thin that oxygen or the carbon dioxide can pass through them, traveling right out of the bloodstream. Gaseous exchange occurs in alveoli. Now, this is the last portion that we have to do in this chapter, that is the respiratory system. And today we are going to learn about lungs. The lungs are a pair of spongy air filled organs located on either side of the chest. It is protected by the rib cage. It rests on a muscular sheet called the diaphragm. The green portion that you can see is the diaphragm, that is breathing in and out. Lungs are responsible for exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide. between the air we breathe. The lungs are protected outside by two membranes, outer pleura and inner pleura. Just like outer pleura and inner pleura. The space between the two membranes is filled with fluid that is known as pleural fluid, which keeps the lungs moist for easy diffusion of gases. So, children, we have revised of the portion that we have done before the puja break, and we have learned a new topic in that particular chapter, the respiratory system, that is the lungs. So, this is all we'll be learning for today.